In the past few years, you must have seen a lot of media coverage on the issues of drug being used and abused by celebrities. You might think it is something that only people with a lavish lifestyle in a metro city do, but that is not the case. You would be shocked to know that around about 2.1% of the population, which constitutes 2.26 crore individuals, use opioids, which includes opium and heroin. This was reported in the National Survey on Extent and Pattern of Substance Use in India in 2019. But what is drug abuse? Drug abuse is a pattern of using drugs which has a significant effect on one's daily functioning. People start taking these drugs to change their moods, and most people experience impaired behavioral or social functioning as a result. It involves two main things. Firstly, dependence. There is a strong need to be dependent on a particular drug. And without that, there is an inability to function. There is also a psychological dependence, which is that there is a strong urge to continue using those drugs based on an organic factor. There is also a psychological dependence, that is, the strong urge is there to continue using the drugs even when it is not psychologically addictive. Second, tolerance. This involves being habituated to a drug. More and more quantity of a drug is required to receive effects of the same magnitude. Now you must be thinking, why do people engage in this behavior? And why do they continue using drugs if they know it's going to cause problems in their lives? Many psychological factors lead to drug abuse. One important factor is the lack of acceptance that you're addicted. People start using drugs because it feels good to use it. The neural mechanism responsible for such effects is the nucleus accumbens. Nucleus accumbens is a structure in the forebrain that plays an important role in reinforcing the effects of many addictive drugs. Drugs trigger release of dopamine. Another important factor is the cognitive factor. The cognitive system that controls the act of obtaining and consuming drugs may become an automatic process. Such systems can be triggered by the presence of external and internal cues. It is important to understand that addiction is a disease and nobody becomes dependent on substance by choice. The support of professionals such as psychologists and psychiatrists in a rehabilitation facility can help people to overcome these dependence on such substances. If you and your loved ones require assistance to come out of addiction, please reach out to us on 815-183-0000 so that we can guide you on your journey to recovery. And please take good care of yourself.